Hello interwebs, it is Wednesday, September 1st, 2010, and the first thing I want to talk about today is why exactly a lot of people think that the United States of America is stupid. And that kind of relates to the first story, which is that StarCraft 2 is not only an amazingly fun and exciting and addicting game, it is a class at the University of Florida. A class called 21st Century Skills in StarCraft. Best yet, it is an honors online-only class, boasting that it encourages students to identify, learn, and practice crucial skills, and apply and relate them to real-world situations, which is really just a bunch of BS. Yes, RTSs are multitasking, but really, when in the real world will you have to worry about Zerg rushing? Then again, it does make more sense. You know what's multitasking? The entire experience of college. Why don't you just give people honor credits for breathing? Because the hardest thing I ever had to do was go to college. It's very hard to study with a hangover while fitting in time for your MMO addiction, go to your job, and 16 hours of classes. Then again, most of us know that degrees these days don't really matter, and most people coming out of college aren't going to go into a job that they want. So it's good to give them a video game addiction so they don't want to kill themselves. So yeah, that's a very good idea, University of Florida. Go Gators! Something a lot of people have been talking about is the Princess Di of lingerie. It's a China-based company and product, and it's actually been around for a while, but the reason it's in the news now is this new ad, depicting the late Princess Di in lingerie playing a cello, which is a weird way to use a dead person's image, but I guess it could be worse. Side note, Princess Di didn't even play the cello. Yay, pissing on people's memories, yay. In some awesome news, Conan released a video announcing the name of his new show that he has on TBS, which is oddly not called the show before that shitty show that George Lopez hosts. I was pretty sure that's what it was going to be called, but he announces it in this video.
For months, I've been bombarded with calls from the media demanding to know the name of my new show. And we have got it. Drum roll, please. It's more of a cat purring, sorry. And bang! There it is.
Conan! I like it. Plus, with it called Conan, it's like 70% less likely for Jay Leno to take over that show, which is good. And some really sad news that this had to happen in general at all. Muslims released a PSA explaining to Americans that they do not want to impose their religion onto you or take over the country.
But the truth is, I don't want to impose my faith on you.
I don't want to take over this country. And I don't support terrorism of any form.
But does that really matter, since the people it's directed towards will be too busy watching Glenn Beck, the most real American in this country? Obviously, this is all part of the evil Muslim plan to befriend us and then kill us. Or it's a voice of reason. Or they want to kill us. Or this is all part of that plan that will slowly lead to 9/11 times a billion. Oh, I love that movie. Moving on. Really weird news on the gaming front. Even though Sony released a PSP that does not take discs, that went all digital, they are releasing what should be their biggest title, a Kingdom Hearts game, disc only. Because once again, Sony is the devil. Yep. Now let's move on to the giant Apple event today. So iOS 4.1 is coming. And what is it? Well, iPhone users can now upload HD video straight to YouTube without having to use a third-party app. The ability to take HDR photos, those are of course the super crisp ones, general bug fixes, and Game Center, which is actually really cool. They showed a bunch of it off, and it is very focused on multiplayer. Then they gave us a preview of iOS 4.2, which is going to be available for the phone and the iPad in November. Something that the iPad really needed. So now an update is you can print directly from your phone to whatever wireless printer you have, and something called AirPlay, where you can stream anything that you have in your iTunes library over Wi-Fi to your iPad or your iPhone, which is probably one of the most annoying things ever, especially when you rented a movie and you couldn't watch it on your Apple TV or any other device except the one that you were looking at right there. Then they came out with the new iPod Shuffles, which have buttons again, and the new iPod Nanos, which look awesome. So awesome. And then of course the new iPod Touch with FaceTime and an HD camera on the other side. And probably one of the ballsiest things that they're doing is Ping. Ping is a social network just for music, and it looks very much like Facebook. I'm not sure exactly if Apple's policing it or how it's going to work, but it looks kind of interesting. And obviously you'll be able to access it from your computer or your iPhone or your iPad or anything that really starts with an I. And then of course there is the new Apple TV, which is about 1/4 the size. You don't buy and store the copy there. You can stream stuff from your computer, and you can now rent HD shows instead of buying them for $2.99 for 99 cents. Ad-free, and it's kind of interesting. But anyways, a lot of Apple changes today. Most that luckily I will not have to buy. That is welcome. Next up I want to talk about catfish. It's a movie, but to be catfished is also a verb. A catfish is someone who pretends to be someone they're not online to create false identities, particularly to pursue deceptive online romances. So in honor of that, I want to play 2 truths, 1 lie with you, where I tell you 2 truths and 1 lie to you. You have to love that the name is also the rule. So here we go. 1. In middle school, I broke my left arm by falling into a hole. people. 2, back in the day, I dated a girl online who turned out not to be who she said she was. Or Trace, back when I was 7 years old, I fell into a public swimming pool and was dead for about 2 minutes. So in the comments down below today, I want you to guess which one is a lie. And more importantly, if you want to mess with people, say that you saw the answer and lie down below. Or tell the truth. And if you want to see the answer to my 2 truths, 1 lie, Catfish edition, click the annotation at the end of this video. Also, this was in honor of the movie Catfish, which is released on the 17th, and they let me see it in advance. I am just gonna say, I agree with the claim that Catfish is going to do what Jaws did to sharks, except Catfish is going to do it for Facebook. If you watch it, you'll see. But guys, that's really everything that mattered to me. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and you've just been filled in. You're welcome, and I will see you tomorrow.